Hello. I came to bring a hair update. So, my hair update. My scalp is still itchy, irritated, inflamed, and I am shedding. So basically, what's going on? The good news. My scalp, my hair is still growing, so that's the good thing. I have it in a little high bun. Initially I had, oh, I'm sliding out of this chair. Lord have mercy. Okay. Sorry, y'all. All right, so basically my hair's still growing, so that's a good thing. The other good thing is that my hair is very thick, and so there are parts of my hair that's getting sparse, honestly. Lucky for me, you cannot see it as much because my hair is so thick. And I have a picture of, in the middle of my hair where, the biggest part of the problem is. So I'm going to show that to you. So yeah, so that's the problem. And the last wash day, lost a lot of hair on my wash day. And I'll show you the amount of hair I've lost. Yeah, so that's the problems that I've been dealing with. I've done my share of the weave pack. Right now, actually, it's itching a little bit right up in here. Right up in here. Lord. Okay. So, I've gone to 3 doctors. First one was my lupus doctor. He said, I don't think it's your lupus. It's something under the skin. Went to the first dermatologist. She says, I think it's your lupus. She gave me some medication. Not effective. Second doctor, I don't think it's your lupus, but it might be psoriasis, which actually, psoriasis, when I read up on it, is also it's a autoimmune disease. So it must, having lupus may put me maybe more at a higher likelihood of getting those other kinds of things. Now the psoriasis thing, I think it's a possibility, but I don't fit all the characteristics because I don't have the white, flaky scalp. Do I need to have that? I don't know. Maybe if anybody out there who has psoriasis can let me know. But anywho, so basically, she gave me medication, and honestly, I only did it for 3 days because it wasn't effective. A, B, both of the medications that I was given, the ingredients in them, typically I would never put those things in my hair or put it in my scalp. And because I just feel like, one of the ingredients was perfume, and I'm like, okay, so perfume does irritate your scalp. I know that for a fact. If I'm already having problems with my scalp, should I be putting a product with perfume in it on my scalp? I don't think so. So anywho, so I just decided to forego those products, and basically right now I'm out here. I'm on a limb. I'm out on faith. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going on faith that God is going to take care of this problem, like He's taking care of all my other problems. I'm believing in Him for that, for the healing. I'm also putting it in perspective of the fact that there are so many other bigger problems in the world than my itchy scalp and hair loss. Yes, it's an important issue, but there's so many more important issues. I personally have fought so many more important battles in my life than this. So I know, and I'm believing in God, that this too shall pass. And so having said that, I don't let myself lose sleep over it. Well, I have lost sleep over it, but not from worrying, more so from getting up in the middle of the night with it itching me like crazy. Or the other problem is that it's kind of a problem / solution. Every time you find one problem, it creates one solution. It creates 3 more problems. So anywho, so my solution was right now I'm experimenting with Ayurvedic herbs, and I had some minimal success with them. I'm actually on a hiatus from my henna, which I love, but I want to make sure that's, although I don't think that's the problem, because the last time I did my henna treatment, I actually had some relief for a couple of days. So I don't think my henna is the problem, but I am going to be on a hiatus for a few months from my henna and some other medication that I take to see if those might be the problem. But yeah, so my experimenting with Ayurvedic herbs, sometimes I get that stuff in my hair, and my hair is so thick. So my situation, when that herbs gets in my situation, it's hard to get it out. I mean, rinsing and rinsing and rinsing and washing and rinsing and repeating, and I'm not getting the herbs out. So I find myself sometimes at night styling my hair, trying to get that herbs out my hair, girl. After I don't, you know, condition and rinse, because I'm not gonna be putting shampoo in it. Obviously, with this situation, my hair is already dry and brittle. I kid you not. Sometimes I will have my hair out, and I will literally, it is brittle like straw, first of all, and then I will touch it, and it comes off in my hands and it disintegrates. That's what's going on with my hair. So the situation is pretty, I would say, serious. And I am trying to treat it with the level of seriousness that it deserves, but still not being too overly serious about it, because at the end of the day, as much as I'm enjoying this hair care journey and having, you know, doing these different styles with my length, I cut it all off if it really started to get really out of control, and I just couldn't, you know, and then it affected the styling of it. I would just cut the whole thing off again. You know, I'm pretty okay with having short hair, because like I said, I put everything in perspective, and there's a lot more other issues than it's just hair at the end of the day. And the reason why it's important, I think, to talk about hair is because we help each other out as a community, you know, of women who, you know, there's been a time in our history where that has been an area of shame for us. So I think I love all my black sisters out there who make these videos. They've inspired me. Okay, let me get off my soapbox because I tend to ramble. But anyway, so basically, I think that it's therapeutic for me to tell the story about my scalp problems, and it might be therapeutic for someone to hear it. So I'm experimenting with Ayurvedic herbs, and I will keep you posted on how that goes. But like I said, I'm not gonna let this keep me up at night. What I do is if it starts to worry me, and sometimes it does, it starts to bother me, I just meditate on this verse from Philippians 4 verse 4, which just says to rejoice always, and that's all I do. I keep my mind focused on the positive in my life, and I'm so blessed. Thank you, Jesus, and there's so many positive things going on in my life. So I focus on the positive things in my life. The other part of the verse says that do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition and with thanksgiving. Thank you, Jesus. Present your request to the Lord, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, would be with you. And that's what happens. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm at peace with it. Once I meditate on that, I just continue to try to deal with the problem. But like I said, right now I'm out on faith, because I'm not using those, no. You know. So anyway, thanks for listening, and God bless.